Oh man, you cannot write this. So yesterday, I updated you on the fact that BlockFi officially declared Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Well, today, they've gone ahead and sued none other than Sam Bankman-Fried. Yes, the corrupt, alleged fraud who drove FTX into the ground, right? And there's many things which are coming out from that mess, we know. But they're actually suing him for shares of Robinhood. So now this embroils Robinhood into this mess as well, because we know Sam Bankman-Fried owns some Robinhood shares. We know that he used this as collateral on the loan he gave to BlockFi when he was trying to save them. So this is getting really, really messy now. At the same time as they filed the Chapter 11 bankruptcy, they went ahead and they sued Sam Bankman-Fried through his company Emergent Fidelity Technologies to access those shares, right? The collateral. This is huge, guys. We're currently seeing the market here. If we look at the US markets, you can see you're relatively flat. This has been after a positive quarter for equities. Equities have had a decent quarter, guys, so people are taking profits in there. Remember, Bitcoin has not managed to take advantage of this. Bitcoin, on the contrary, has obviously seen new lows, right? We fell down to 15,500. We're trying to stop the bleeding now at around 16,400 range, but you can see the wedge that we're in. It doesn't spell great, right? More likely than not, are we going to come back down to that 15,500 level to test it? A lot of people are calling for lower lows, right? Are we going to get to 12,000? Are we going to get to 14? Are we going to get to 10, right? 10,000 would be that 85% retracement, which we've seen in previous bear markets. So it wouldn't be out of the realms of normal. That would be okay, right? Be accepted. Now, if we also take a quick look, there's a few interesting things I want to share with you, such as the miner balance. Miners are having a really tough time right now. They are selling 135% of what they're mining. So they're actually digging into their reserves and selling off their reserves. So you can see here currently, minus 8.25 thousand Bitcoin, their current balance sitting at 78,000 Bitcoin. They're going into their nest egg and they're selling. Why do miners do this? Because they've got to fund operations. They've got staff, they've got equipment. They need to sell the Bitcoin rewards they get to get dollars, to get fiat currency so they can pay their teams, right? So they can do the work that they're doing. So we can see this prolonged bear market starting to have an effect on the miners, which gives you that final leg of capitulation, which a lot of people are looking towards. If you look at the fear and greed index, you can see fear and greed index is sitting at 26 currently, okay? So the market's not horrifically scared. It's not in extreme fear anymore. This is just fear. So market's starting to be a bit confused right now. On the one hand, you got people saying, no, we bottomed out. We should be able to climb back to the upside. On the other end, you got people like, nah, we're going to go down to 10,000. I even saw one article suggesting 6,000, right? Now, whilst it's not helpful to do that, the most key levels that I'm looking for, which I continue to talk about, are 15,500. Thereafter, you can look at the 14,000 level. Remember, the 14,000 level is very important from the previous bull market. So let me just remind you guys of what happened. This was the previous cycle. You ran all the way up to 20,000 here. You came down to 3,000 here. You had an attempted run and got rejected at 14,000. So we were unable to hold the 20,000 level. That's the peak of the previous bull run. So can we hold the second peak? When we re-attempted to try and merge, we got rejected from a strong level at 14,000. Can we hold that? If we don't, then I'm looking at 10,000. So it's not helpful for these moon boys and you know, permanent bears to come out and say, oh, we're gonna drop down to 6,000, 4,000, 3,000. There's no need for that. Look at the chart pattern, look at the data. Remember, with crypto prices, always use that analogy of elastic band. To pull back the elastic band for the first bit is quite easy. Then it gets harder and harder. So each 10% now you want to take off on Bitcoin, it's not going to be as easy as you think. You've got some serious holders in here. You've got a lot of accumulation, which I've shared with you on previous videos, and people are meaning business right now. Okay, so let's now come back up to the main chart and let's take a look here at a few different things. And the first thing I want to share with you is let's bring out the EMA ribbon. And you can see here on the weekly chart, we are well away from our EMA ribbon. This is a strong downward trend. Just look at that EMA ribbon pushing us here to the downside. We are very extended. And the question is, are we going to have this bear flag play out? We had a big move to the downside, you consolidate, and then another big move down to those 10,000, 13,000 levels? Or can we build some strength and try get back here over the next few months up to 20,000? That's what you want to see from a bullish situation. Can we at least go test the weekly EMA ribbon? Because right now we're not putting up any of a fight, and that's the reality of what's going on right now. Even if you look at this situation here, you ran up here and then you didn't even touch your EMA ribbon, you got sent straight back down. Okay, so that's what we're looking at here from the weekly. If we notch that back down to the daily, you'll see what's going on. And on the daily, we're in that exact bear flag which I'm sharing with you, consolidating. Are we going to break to the downside? If so, this EMA ribbon is going to continue to expand and continue to show strength to the downside. Let's also bring out the VPVR, and you will see that this is a very important level we're trading at right now. This level at the 16,500 is a very important level. We need to hold that in order to go back test the 17,600 level. Remember, the 17,600 level is the June lows. So are we going to go back there and test it? That's going to be the key question. Can we go and see, is it going to turn into resistance? Are we going to do this? Or can we get above it and try hold above it and work our way slowly and grind our way back? If we bring out the Bollinger Band for some more data, you can see here we're right in the midst of our Bollinger Band here, yet to decide a direction. Are we going to manage to get to the top of our Bollinger Band, or are we going to get rejected where we are now and thrown down, back down to 15,500? That's what we need to watch here. If you bring that up to the weekly, you will see again where we're sat. We're sat right here at the bottom of the Bollinger Band. Are we going to get that bounce back up into some form of relief rally? Now, speaking of relief rally, as a coin which is doing absolute wonders right now, and it's none other than Phantom, right? So you're seeing the day today, you got Bitcoin up 1%, you got Ethereum up 3.6%, and Phantom is moving hard, right? It's up 6% here today. A strong day yesterday, a strong day today. Let's just go to the daily candles here so you guys can see. And look at this. Look at this, strong 2 days here on Phantom, and that's related to Andre Cronier's Medium post. I went through that in yesterday's video. Make sure you go through that. I think a lot of people are suddenly starting to switch on to this idea of Phantom. You guys already know we've been talking about it to bits here on this channel, and we know it's a strong project. It's a solid project. It didn't have VC backing, and this is why I wanted it as part of my portfolio. A lot of people said that was the Achilles heel of Phantom, but that's exactly why I wanted it in my portfolio. Where VCs get involved, all the corruption, all the mess follows it. Yes, they can get you a Coinbase listing. Yes, they can get you on all the major exchanges. Yes, they can pump the price. Yes, they can get you access to the best developers because they throw money at it. But what about all the negatives that come with it? What about nice organic growth? And that is why I wanted Phantom as a small part of the layer 1 section of my portfolio, something different. Same reason I have Algorand, and I want a mix of different projects to give me diversification in my portfolio. I don't want everything to be like Solana, because you saw what happened with Solana. Heavily VC backed, grew very quickly, inorganically you could argue, and then you take the consequences with that as well. So a lot of people are jumping onto the fact that Phantom is in great financial position. They're sitting on a lot of non-Phantom wealth in their treasury, and they've got 30 years of runway at their current expenditure. So really, really healthy compared to other layer 1 blockchains. And people are starting to wake up to this project. Other altcoins moving today. You can see, obviously, Phantom against Bitcoin is outperforming it 4% here today. Near Protocol up 1%. Cosmos up 2.6%. Avalanche not moving today. And again, you need to ask yourself, if your altcoin is not moving on a day that Bitcoin's doing 1.3%, if you're not at least on par with that, you need to ask yourself what is going on. Because remember, these green days in this bear market are few and far between. But when you do get one, there should be a clue in there. If your coin's not moving right now, there could be something fundamental that the market doesn't like about that project. Because otherwise, if risk is rotating back on, even if it's just for a day, your coin should be moving at least that rate, if not more. So I would be asking questions around that. Another important thing to note here, guys, which is a negative, but I need to put it on your radar as well, and that is the dollar index. Yes, we're having a red day here today, but this dollar index is something I want to keep an eye on. You can see the diagram I've drawn is I'm expecting to have a positive few days, and you can see the last 2 days have been positive, and today you've got a bit of a red here, but I want to see, does this want to relief rally? Will it relief rally here on its daily chart into its EMA ribbon? If it does, that's going to spell a hard couple of days and weeks for Bitcoin. This is going to be fueled by risk-off fears. So if the COVID fears continue, if the Putin war continues, these things will continue to put pressure on markets. So remember, we've got a big week this week. You've got Jerome Powell speaking, you've got the Q3 GDP, you've got non-farm payrolls. I'm going to give you those updates live, so make sure you're subscribed, make sure you join the channel, make sure you're a member of this community so you get all the data regardless of where I am, even when I'm traveling here, giving you that data as and when it matters. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out the links in the description. Go watch this video here, and I'll see you in the next one.